Okay, this is now take 2 of the performance task in TLE. So, I had just had to do some things real quick. So, anyways, a lady's blouse. Well, a lady's blouse is used for, clothing. It's a type of clothing that, you ladies wear. And, some men, pero who am I to judge, am I right? So, again, all you need for measuring, for the lady's blouse is a tape measure, which is this thing right here. Not the tape measure that that those construction workers use, but sorry, I'm losing my mind right now. But it's this, for garment use. And of course, it is highly advisable that you should do this with a friend, a partner, or maybe even a stranger, since it to get the best results for your measurements. But since I'm only here to demonstrate on how you measure a lady's blouse, for those numbers won't be necessary. So, the first thing that you should measure, according to my helpful guide, this thing right here, is the shoulder. Of course, the shoulder is our here to here, and we measure it by the tip point. By the tip point of our shoulder, from here, from left to right, or right to left. So, whip out your tape measure, and then you're gonna measure it from here. For example, I'm gonna measure it from the right to left this time, okay? Since I'm only doing this by myself. So you're gonna get the tip point here, or tip point from here all the way to here. So, for example, the measurement is 15 for our shoulder point. From here to here is 15. Next, the across back. So across back is like this. You're gonna measure it from across your back, from this part, from your back, of course, from this to this. Again, be in a line like this. I forgot what it's called. I think it was horizontal. Yeah, I think it was horizontal. So yeah. So for the across back, this is gonna suck. So for the across back, for example, you get the tape measurement. You get the tape measure, and you measure from here. Again, this is highly advisable that you need a partner for this, or else you're gonna be in a lot of pain because you can't know or you can't exactly know the type of measurements you want. So that's it. It should be like this for the narrow, and our measurements, for example, will be, for example, 27. Or, if most likely, it should be like, it should not be across it, because the only need to measure is here. So, again, for simplistic things, our measurement, for example, will be 22 in our across back. Now, our third thing that we need to measure is, of course, the blouse length. Now, this blouse length right here is, instead of you gotta measure from here to here, or from across back, from horizontal, you have to measure it by vertical. Because, the blouse length is, again, length is how tall, or how, basically how tall it is. So you're gonna start from the back. Wait a second. So for example, I'm having a lot of issue right now. From here, you cross back up to this. Across back up to, what did it say? Up to here. Basically here. I'm just straightening this up real quick. It's like up to my butt. Up to the butt. Up to the end of the butt, right here. if you're gonna measure, it's like here. Oh no, here. There you go. It's like there. That's how long are you gonna measure. That's it. From here, since it is like blouse for till here, or maybe even longer than that for for basically if you're gonna have a mini skirt down here. But for now, we're gonna follow the rules, so it's gotta be from here to here. So next up on our list is the chest measurement. Now, chest measurement is of course gonna be measured from the word itself, your chest. So it's like this. Chest measurement will begin like, wait a second, here, of course, your chest, here, maybe top or bottom, but mostly preferably the top. So you're gonna measure the chest from here and then turn it around from here to here, basically. So the max measurement for the chest is, for example, 30. So your chest is quite big. Again, these numbers are subject to accuracy, but this is just measuring. This is just a demonstration of how to measure. This is not a accurate representation of how measurements are made. That's for another video or another time. Next up is the bust. Now, the bust is like measuring your chest size, but for the bottom. And as you can say, bust is, for the ladies, how big is your badoinga doink? I'm sorry. Your boobs, your breasts. There you go. That's the word I'm finding. I'm sorry for who was probably be cringe. So you're gonna measure it from, for example, you're gonna measure it from below the nips, below the nips. But you gotta give some more clearance to that, since if you're gonna be a girl, there's gonna be some clearance. So kind of like here. So if, for example, of course you gotta wear, there's a device or there's a thing that you need to wear for your, like, I think was it brochure or something along those lines. I think girls just need to wear something to cover their breasts, because if they just only wear bras, I think the measuring guy or girl is gonna have a hard time. So for example, your breast size or bust size, my bad, is 34. So amazing, right? 34. So that's how you measure the bust size. Next up is the waist measure. Okay, so as the word suggests, waist measure is you measuring from the waist. Particularly if you're gonna do like the kembot like this, it's gonna be where the tip of your waist is, here. You're gonna measure it from here to here. So basically, there. That's how you're gonna measure it. So there you go. Of course, you always, for using a tape measure, you always gotta start from 1, not from the 50s, or else unless you're a backwards person, then I commend you for that. But most insane people, the normal people, always start with 1 or 0, which is the here. So, waist measure gonna be from here. I'm gonna start from the tip of the so for example, from right to left. So for example, here, 1 up to here. So the measurements will be 30. So your waist measure is 30. That's how you find your waist measurement. Again, subject to accuracy, but let's move on. Lower arm girth. So for the lower arm girth is, you're gonna measure from here. It's like your shoulder or lower arm. As that's here, you're gonna measure from below here, like here, basically in your armpits. So for the lower arm girth, you gotta do like this. And then there. That's how you're not. Or for the lower arm girth, you gotta have to here. And then the measurement for the lower arm girth is, for example, weight is, oh, that's the arm, is, for example, 15. See, so your lower arm girth is 15. That's how you measure your lower arm girth. Basta it's gonna be like your lower arm, basically. Next up is sleeve width. Now for the sleeve width, of course, you're gonna measure from the sleeves. Or if you're wearing a t-shirt or sleeves, if it's long sleeves, it's gonna be like here. But if we're gonna wear, like, for example, a t-shirt or other stuff, it's usually here. So again, 1, and then you just you just use it there. So your sleeve length will be, for example, 1 and not 11. So your sleeve length is 11. It's how long your, or how fat is your sleeve, your arm, basically. So your sleeve is gonna be 11. Moving on. Figure. Now, the figure is, for measuring the figure, it's gotta be from here to here. Now, to measure your figure, I'm guess you're gonna, for me, okay, you're gonna measure from either top to bottom or bottom to up. I don't know if it produces the same results, but if your figure is gonna be measured, it's gonna be like this. 1, how are you gonna start it? So it's gonna be like this. 1 up to kind of like your waist, or not your waist, right, like this. This is your waist. So 1, and then your width is gonna be measured from here. So 1 to 20. So your figure is, of course, 20. From your waist up to here. Maybe up the tip of your shoulder. 20. That's how you measure your figure. Next up is the apex height. Now, apex height is gonna be your, how to measure your, wait a second.